All right, guys, Tim here, Spec Technologies. We're going to do a little bit of hose training here. Not going to get super deep into it, but I'll give you a pretty good explanation of how the hose works. So if you call me, at least we'll have an intelligent conversation about what the problems may be with your hose. So these hoses, they're 50 feet long. They are heated, and what happens here, here's your main hoses, your fluid hoses. We're at the male end, of course. You got your A side and you have your B side. These 6-gauge wires come up inside of here, and they actually are soldered to a probably about a 1/4 inch wide flat copper wire that wraps around the hose, around the hose, around the hose, all the way to the other end of the hose. All right. Um, if this were the gun end, we're going to have a pair of whips on here, a pair of 24 or 36-inch whips, and then these two are going to come together. Okay, at the other end, let's just say we're at the other end of the hose where the female fittings are. They would end up going to the transformer that's underneath inside the machine. So you're going to have voltage that comes up one line, goes to the other end, is connected, makes a loop, and comes back to the transformer. So it's just a big circuit. Up one end, connects at the other end, or however length the hose, if it's 200 feet or 300 feet, at the gun, at the very end, that's where these two are going to connect. And it creates a circuit. If you have a break in the circuit, your hose is not going to heat. The other line here that we have, this is the air line. And this just carries air from the machine to the gun so you can trigger your gun. Here's the complicated thing. I get a lot of questions about this. This is called the TSU wire. This carries the temperature from the end of the hose to the controller on the machine that tells the transformer when to send power up and down these lines. Okay? So this purple wire is almost like your thermostat wire that carries the information from your thermostat on the wall of your house to the air conditioner in the closet or whatever unit that you have it wired to. If I took this end right here and stripped it, okay, just like this wire here, if we stripped it, there is a purple and there's a red wire in there. And if we twist it, it's almost like a thermometer. So if I left it out in the open air and it's 70 degrees, it's going to read 70 degrees back on the machine. If I stick it in a hot cup of coffee, it'll read whatever the coffee is, 125 degrees. If we take it, and what we do at this end of the hose is actually this thermostat is going to end up back up inside underneath the insulation reading the hose temperature. This particular application, there's a Graco 3-pin connector on it. When we're done with this hose, there'll be a 3-pin connector down here. This is the female. We would have a male on this end. It would plug in together right here. And then this end that's stripped off would be up inside the hose, and it's going to read the temperature, and it's going to carry the temperature all the way down this purple wire, all the way down the hose, all the way back to the machine. And this could be at 50 feet. This could be at 100 feet, 200 feet, 400 feet, whatever your machine is capable of doing. If you get an error code on your rig, a lot of times it's going to be the sensor. What we're doing now is if this was a connection point, let's say this was the end of the 50, which of course would be a connection point, we are now just, if we're building the rigs here, we just hardwire these. So what we do is we take this, we strip this back to the red and the purple, and we connect those, the red to the red and the purple to purple, and that's how we go from hose to hose, and we hardwire that. We don't use the 3-pin connectors because it's just another thing to break. So that's about it about spray foam hose. I'm going to show you on the machine later. The standard for this is about 40 amps. Go up these two lines, and that's what heats the hose up. And that is the quick briefing on how a spray foam hose assembly works. And of course, if you have questions, I am always available, 770-274-9888. I'll help you with any problems. Thank you, guys.